Tell me why you wrote Only Lonely.
I wrote Only Lonely. It's so cliche because the song itself, was dictated by a rainy day in Northeast Pennsylvania. I was obviously by myself in my bedroom. It was very odd because the bedroom was basically in the living room. It's like really odd the way this apartment was set up, but it was like you walk in the front porch off the street and you walked into my bedroom. So I'm there looking out the window and it's raining and I have my guitar. This was very early on in starting writing music and writing songs, and I believe Only Lonely was, believe it or not, the third song that I wrote in my long line of songs that I have written, but it was the third song I wrote, and it was just had this vibe. It was just me by myself listening to the rain, and you can kind of feel that when we start playing the chord progression. It's very simplistic, but I find that less is more when you do a song like that. And it was just more of a, not a dream sequence, but I think a deeper thought when putting the lyrics to the music that I wrote. And it just has such depth, and I knew that there was more to it than just, a regular, okay, here's another song, let's do it. And again, embraced by the band that I was in at the time and just adding these layers to it. And it stayed with me for even after we moved to New York and met up with Sandra and Levi, and I felt that I could take this song to the next level, taking something that was written so long ago, but introduce it, to a whole new audience that has such a broad platform that would allow a lot more people to be exposed to it.
Can you tell me about the time it took from when you initially wrote the song to when it finally came to fruition? The whole evolution.
There's a lot of inspiration that goes to it, allowing us to have a platform to play original music. Start with open mic and meeting Levi at the Roadhouse, and then eventually you a year or two later meeting you at the Roadhouse, and then getting out to the winery. And it just clicked because I haven't heard that song or thought about that song in a long time. But when I had approached you about your singing and how you basically are in the moment when all you have to worry about is singing. You don't have to worry about chords, you don't have to worry about all these other things that go into performing, and you just put your heart into it. And I thought, boy, I have this song, and I mentioned it a couple years ago to Levi. I have this song that you and Sandra have to sing, and we just kept talking about it, and we're all busy and life gets in the way. But finally got to that point where we got our first album behind us and wanting to do a second album, and it was like, now's the time. It's the perfect time to get you guys in front of a microphone, in front of recording, and just putting it all together. Kind of forced your hand a little bit, but in a positive way.
Lastly, what do you want people to feel with this song? What's the underlying theme?
Oh boy, I want people to just be able to close their eyes and just get lost in whatever it is they want to get lost in that doesn't pertain to real life, just for a fleeting moment. Because you hear it, and the last thing you want to think about is the task at hand. Just pull the plug for a minute and enjoy it for what it's worth.